Was good, y'all. Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger. And as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm bringing y'all the first ever two-way slashing 4 build, y'all. Now I'm telling y'all, with this build, you're going to be able to get every single contact dunk in the game. The finishing is going to be on point. The shooting is going to be there as well. And then when it comes down to the playmaking and defense, going to make this build even better. So before we get any further, man, I really just got to say thank God for giving me this opportunity. Again, thank y'all for coming through as well and having me in your day as well as you in mine. That just means the world to me. So before we get into the actual making of this build, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join Rich Gang Family RGF, go ahead and turn on post notifications. But for this banger, can we go ahead and get 50 big likes? And be sure to share it with your family and friends who love the fire 2K content, y'all. Now, when it comes down to this build, we're going to go ahead and put it under the power forward position. This is a 4 build, so of course this is what you want to go with. Now, when it comes down to the hand, I'm going to go with left-handed. Then when it comes down to the jersey number, go ahead and put this at number 1 because this is the number 1 two-way slashing 4. Simple. Now, when it comes down to the pie chart that y'all want to go ahead and pick, of course, you're going to go ahead and pick one of the blue pie charts, which is going to be the slashing. But go ahead and drop it down right here to the one split with the defense with a little bit of red in it, but more of the blue when it comes down to the slashing. Very overpowered, y'all. Now, with the physical profile, a lot of people like to go with the pure speed. You can definitely do that. And actually for this build, if you want to, pick between the first and the fourth one with the much higher vertical. With this build, you're actually going to be able to still choose the full speed pie chart and maintain the contact dunk. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and pick the speed pie chart right here. Now, when it comes down to these stats, just be sure that y'all are following along exactly as I do. Because when it comes down to it, these are going to be very specific when it comes down to making certain builds, but also maintaining what we want out of this build when it comes down to the playmaking and the defense. Plus, on top of all that, of course, the shooting and the finishing. So, with the close shot, go ahead and put this to an 89. Driving layup, a 66. Driving dunk, 91. And then when it comes down to the standing dunk, go ahead and put this up to 92, and that right there is going to allow us to get 25 finishing badges on this build. Now, of course, if you put anything into the three-point shot, not going to make a big difference. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put my midi to a 60, and that is going to allow us to actually be a threat when it comes down to the mid-range. So when it comes down to the playmaking, pass accuracy, 67. Ball handle, 61, and then as for the post control, put this to a 73 for 14 playmaking badges. Really solid on that side, and exactly what we wanted, we got out of it. Remember, these stats are going to change when it comes down to the height and wingspan, so be sure to stick through. Now, when it comes down to that interior, put it to an 80, perimeter, 71, lateral quickness, a 69, and then when it comes down to the block, put this to an 85, offensive rebound 82, and then the defensive rebound maxed it out at 85, y'all. And we're going to get 23 defensive badges on this build, which is super solid. Remember, a lot of these stats are about to change once we get into the height on this build. But when it comes down to the badges that we're going to be able to get, I have to say that this is going to be super solid, especially for being a rare build. You really have to take that into consideration because a lot of the rare builds do not get the best badge counts as well as the stats. So when it comes down to the body shape, I am really feeling built right now. You could go with burly or even defined, but I want to be able to look bigger and take up the most space on the floor. Now, with this build, of course, we're not going to go ahead and raise it. We're actually going to go ahead and drop it to 6'7", y'all. And we're still going to be able to maintain all of the contact dunks with that, get a huge boost to our physicals. Then the same thing can be said for the defense as well as even the playmaking. Now, when it comes down to the height and the weight, these are going to be essential factors of the build. So go ahead and put that weight all the way up to 273. And when it comes down to it, once you get that gym rat badge, all of your physicals are going to be 80 plus, especially once you get another +4 at 99 overall. So look, right here, I'm actually going to go ahead and make a change when it comes to the wingspan. I'm going to go with 86.5 2.0, y'all. Now we're still going to be able to maintain 80 plus for every single physical on the board. Then when it comes down to the stats, helps out with the driving dunk as well as that standing dunk. Does affect your mid-range by 1, but again, we are not too worried about that. This build is going to be used for the finishing, the defense, and then when it comes to the playmaking and the shooting on the mid-range, very solid for this build. So look at the takeovers. We get rim protecting, slashing, glass cleaning, and last but definitely not least, y'all, we get the playmaking takeover. Really gonna take this build over the top, especially if you want to break ankles. If you want to be more comp, go ahead and pick the glass cleaning or the rim protecting, but I want to be able to snap some ankles on this build. And as y'all can see, we have made the two-way slashing 4, and with takeover plus for general and bind boost plus the +4 that you get at 99 overall, you will be able to speed boost on this build, which makes it that much more even better with that playmaking takeover. So that's why I decided going that route. But again, you can always choose the takeover that is going to fit your playstyle more than anything. Now with these builds, I really like to consider running with teammates that are going to run floor general as well as defensive leader, add boost into it, and then on top of all that, the +4 from 99 as well as gym rat. So with gym rat and +4, we're going to have an 89 speed. When it comes down to the strength, this is going to be an 82, vertical 88, and the acceleration is actually going to go up all the way to an 87. Really solid so far. Now let's go ahead and check out the finishing, especially remember, we're considering boost, then the teammate with floor general as well as a +4 from 99. We're going to get a 99 close shot. Driving layup is definitely going to be able to hit the 70s. Then for that driving dunk, this is 99 solely at 99 overall. Same thing for the standing dunk. Mid-range shot's going to be able to hit the 70s. When it comes to the ball handle, this has the potential to hit the 80s, especially considering the takeover that we get. Post control is going to be in the 80s. Then onto the defense, interior, going to be in the high 80s. Perimeter defense and the lateral quickness will be able to hit the 90s. Then when it comes down to the block, this is going to be in the 80s, and both of the reboundings are going to be very solid, especially if you decided to go with that glass cleaning takeover. Really going to make this build so much more special than what it appears to show. But now let's go ahead and get into the badge count. This is going to be the best part about this build. So the first one that I'm going to go with when it comes down to the finishing, posterizer on Hall of Fame as well as limitless takeoff. Now, when it comes down to the next badge I'm going to throw on, Slithery Finisher is a personal favorite of mine. It works so well when I use it. From there, I'm going to go with Lob City Finisher on bronze just to get those catching animations. Rise Up, especially with that 99 that we get. Fast Twitch as well. And then for the very last one, just to be safe, you could go with Fearless Finisher, or you could even go with Unstrippable. Mouse in the House is okay, but I really feel like the best badge to put on between all of these is really going to be Unstrippable. That way we are more than likely to be guaranteed a contact dunk, or even just finishing at the rim is really going to be the most important thing with this build. Now let's go ahead and get into the shooting. We got one badge to work with, so again, you could go with a couple different ones here. First, volume shooter, catch and shoot, or even corner specialist, y'all. For my liking, I'm going to go with catch and shoot just so that way I know I'm getting a boost every time I shoot it. From there, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking now. So we got 14 badges to work with. All of them and most of them are going to be on gold. So I'm going to go with first, quick first step. Then from there, of course, you got to go ahead and put on triple threat juke. Now with the remaining 8, I'm going to go with 2 bronze badges right here. One, going to be Unpluckable. The second one, I have to say, it's going to be Bailout. But when it comes down to it, you can double up on Unpluckable. For the last 2 gold badges, I'm going to go with Hyperdrive as well as Quick First Step. But remember, all of these are subjected to my playstyle. If you feel like changing anything up, go ahead and do so. But now, let's go ahead and get into the next best part, the defense. First, we're going to be able to get gold badges in this category, so I'm going to go with Intimidator on gold as well as Rim Protector. With the last 17 that we're going to be able to use, you can really go based off of your own preference, but just to help out even more, I'm going to go with Gold Rebound Chaser. This badge works so well on my two-way point forward. From there, I'm also going to go ahead and put on Chase Down Artist. Very overpowered badges here. And also, you got to go ahead and put on Interceptor as well as Tireless Defender. Going to be a huge help. When it comes down to the last 3 badges, I'm going with Clamps, Hustler, as well as Menace. And this is the final setup that I would go with. We're going to go ahead and get 23 defensive badges. When it comes down to the playmaking, 14. 1 shooting, and then 25 finishing badges, y'all. Again, man, I just gotta say I give all the glory to God. Thank you for being able to put me in this position and have me in everybody's life as well as having them in mind. I just want y'all to know I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Shout out to the Rich Gang family. If you made it this far, go ahead and comment down RGF. I would like to know if y'all did. Y'all are the real ones. But man, I got another banger dropping later today. So man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join RGF, the Rich Gang family, go ahead and turn on post notifications. But like I said in the beginning of the video, let's go ahead and get 50 big likes on this banger. Go ahead and share it with your family and friends. And last but not least, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God and Rich out.